Baconators! Mount up! What's up? It's time for another edition of Rob and Greg's Excellent Adventure. It's been about 2 months. I'm Rob.
I'm Greg.
This is Greg G. Hunt. Who is your hashtag random athlete of the day?
I'm going with Super Bowl edition, Seattle Seahawks running back that was on a warpath back in the early 2000s, Sean Alexander.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Alexander, who won me numerous fantasy football leagues. I also went, coincidentally, with a Super Bowl edition of hashtag random athlete with former Seattle Seahawk, Jerry Rice. Only the Seahawks version of Jerry Rice, not the rest of him. So on today's episode, what we're going to do is dish a little bit about the world of bacon sports, what's been going on. As I mentioned, it's been about 2 months since we've done this, and we've had a lot of good stuff. But most notably right now, Greg, we are waiting to hear word on if we're going to be on Good Morning America on Friday.
Yeah, and it is Wednesday. We're filming this Wednesday. So the cool thing is this is the second second time we've been approached to do this in two or 3 weeks.
In 2 or 3 weeks. So quick background of how this happened. We're working out of the largest tech incubator in Chicago called 1871. The reason we're there is because of the people you can meet. You never know who you're going to run into. So you run into a former coworker, correct?
That's right.
And then pick it up.
Yeah, so she's like, hey, we can't do this, but would you guys be interested in going on Good Morning America and doing a Shark Tank segment? And we're like, yes. Coming from our experience at the Tap the Future down in Miami.
Shout out Damon John.
And we're like, hell yeah, we're game. So she sends me the information. It was disagreement between the founders, right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary presiding as the judge. Greg has one side, I have one side.
Kind of just made it up, but got pretty far in the process. They both interviewed me and Rob, and ended up going with someone with a product because that's awesome.
Yeah, right.
I would never want to own a product. Too much inventory. You gotta sell a service. You gotta sell bacon.
Except penalty flags. And in that case, we are about it. Hashtag flag it, tag it. We'll get to that later.
That's an awesome novelty.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they went with the product, but then we got an email on Monday, and they're like, hey, we thought that you guys would be great for this segment. Make a Super Bowl pitch commercial of your company. And we're like,
yeah, right?
That's perfect.
Could there be something more tailor-made to what we do than to pitch our company via a Super Bowl commercial?
Correct. And then, boom, the creative juices start flowing. We're like, God, what do we do? Do we do like a Macho Man Randy Savage pitch?
Oh yeah, brother! Bacon sports!
You want bacon, you want sports?
Hulk Hogan!
What else?
Woo!
What else did we kick around?
Well, so shout out to everybody on Facebook and Twitter who gave us responses. One of the logical things is we wanted to do something that's going to be trending, but at the same time, we also had to make sure that it appealed to the Good Morning America audience, which is kind of
what would
difficult.
you say that audience is?
Not our
25 to 55.
Not our 21 to 40-year-old skewed male demographic that loves bacon, sports, beer, and rocking jerseys. Though I'm guessing a lot of the people who do watch it are in that demographic. Though it's probably not their number one. So some of the things that we got, which repeated often, was hashtag BaconGate, where we're going to create our own version of Deflategate using bacon, which I think that one would have been a lot of fun to go down. We thought about a flag it, tag it one, where we're calling out all the sports websites who do copy paste, insert hot girl, same stuff over and over, or events that just do the trade show feel and stuff like that. But the key is we only had 15 to 25 seconds to create this Super Bowl pitch commercial, which, if you think about it, that is like nothing.
No.
So that was probably the biggest hindrance in this creative process, is that we can create a Super Bowl style commercial. That's a piece of cake. The hard part is including the pitch of what we do.
Yeah, was the time allotment. They're like, all right, you have 15 to 25 seconds. And then we were like, she was like, are you guys interested? We're like, yeah. And she's like, all right, what do you got? And we're like, give us a second here to like brainstorm or something. She's like, no, I kind of need to know your ideas.
Yeah,
and Not only that, she's like, all right, let me see it. Let me see the videos. It was like day one. We're like, geez, working on a.
And all of this is within the first 3 hours.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to say yes, and we're not going to pass up an opportunity like this. So we were going to jump through hoops, even though we haven't had the direction like we would like to allow us to expand this creative process, because give us 3 days and say that this is due on Thursday, we're going to crush it. But instead, we really had 4 or 5 hours to get a pitch about our company, which the shark for this Friday is Robert. Shout out to him, who's big into racing, and I believe he just got a victory at Daytona. He's doing that like rich people racing stuff, where you're in these cars that are like rockets.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. We had to come up with our pitch for what we would say to them, which is 30 seconds. Once again, boom, it's like in and out real quick. You got to touch on the key points. And then further on the commercial that we went with. And
we were like, all right, what's going to appeal? And how do we tell our story within a Super Bowl commercial? Because, it's one thing just making a Super Bowl commercial, but then you're like, all right, you got to kind of pitch your company at the same time. So what we came up with was essentially what baconsports.com is. It's like the marriage of bacon and sports. We combine two of the greatest things. So we kind of did like the backstory, the prelude, the marriage of bacon and sports.
Hashtag Bacon Sports Wedding.
Hashtag Bacon Sports Wedding. And we already have one bacon wedding. This guy, Mr. and Mrs. Bacon. So
exactly.
Kind of came up with the idea. We're like, we're going to have a wedding of a piece of bacon marrying a
football with sunglasses and headband. So we're not sure if we're going to be on yet, so we won't release the video yet. And we didn't even create the whole thing. We, in our 6 hours, said, all right, let's mock this up as quickly as we can and give her the best product we can. But I do want to talk about some of the other ideas that we did have, which is kind of funny. We've got the Help Me Help You Rod from Jerry Maguire, because that speaks to us wanting to help brands better engage with and create better content for their audience. Calling out all you brands out there that don't get social media. You want to build a community to engage with your audience, not just here's a picture of our chicken sandwich. Hey, why is nobody engaging with us on Facebook? Come on, dog.
Come on.
I'm flagging that.
Flag 'em, Robbie.
Yeah. Babies and puppy dogs, obviously. Those are things that people do. We thought about what would the Onion do if they created a Super Bowl ad. So that was one of our thought processes. Oh, one that I would still like to do is creating the bacon jersey. A jersey made exclusively of bacon. We thought of a Major League spoof, White Men Can't Jump, Dumb and Dumber, North Korea, where we hack them and set their homepage to baconsports.com, and it liberates the country.
Liberates the whole country.
Yes, and I did see the interview, and I did enjoy it. So for anyone out there...
I think it was terrible. It's already on Netflix, too, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I liked that. So that was a bit there. Who knows? We're crossing our fingers. Either way, though, we're going to use this as a learning experience. Tons of fun. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Once you give us some of this Good Morning America Kool-Aid, the sky is the limit. So some other things going down with Bacon Sports. One, we are launching a, side project or side brand, which is a digital marketing, almost like an engagement marketing agency called Crest Media, where, as we mentioned, we are going to use our skills of creating awesome content, photos, videos, articles, social media, helping brands better engage with their audience online and offline. So everything that we try and do with Bacon Sports, the Bacon Sports and Beer celebration, where it's all about one thing. It's about fun. And everything that you do should have fun injected in it. And there's a lot of companies out there that just don't get it. And with our background in creating content, engagement, community, all that goodness, that's what we're going to be selling. So if you are a company that is looking to better engage with your audience, which coincidentally, if your audience likes you more, guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell all their people about it.
It's the whole know, like, and trust formula.
Exactly.
Right?
So working on that, but we were digging into some stats to see, hey, what's the world of Bacon Sports been? It started as a one-person sports blog back in January of 2012, and in our 3 years of
What was
doing
it called?
well, originally, the first name of the website was going to be KenGriffeyJr.com because the idea came in August, and that was right after Lollapalooza, and we saw the band Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Lolla, and I found that hilarious. So I was like, oh, let's do KenGriffeyJr.com. But then our wonderful web designer, Adam Kipple, shout out to him, the 3-ring focus guys. Yeah. I was like, I'm just not sure if everyone's going to get that.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you think about Bacon Sports? I'm like, all right.
Perfect.
We're down with it. Two of the greatest things in life, things we love. Boom. There's Bacon Sports. But we just learned yesterday that over our 3 years, this month or maybe last month, we hit 1 million page views.
Boom!
Boom shakalaka! And we started this at 0, and to think that 1 million of anything that we've done,
It's a hell of a milestone. Cheers.
yes, cheers to 1 million. Right now, for those of you who don't know, we're at about 30,000 monthly unique visitors coming to our site. So about 1,000 people per day come to baconsports.com. Shout out to all of you who have supported us the entire way. Come to our events, commented on Facebook, Twitter, social media, all that goodness.
Yeah, we're here for the fans. So, we keep bringing you this awesome content, and, you can say you've been down with us since day one. So, thanks for your support.
And this is just the start of it. We are going to be building this into the awesomest sports media company ever. A combination of Grantland, The Chive, and The Onion. It is going to be phenomenal. I do want to touch again on 1871. Shout out to them. We actually were at this place earlier with the Bacon Sports and Beer celebration. We're back now because we believe and we know we need to network our asses off.
That's right.
We got to meet everybody. We got to talk to everybody. Rome wasn't built in one day, but there's a lot of people and a lot of connections that happened in order
it takes
to
a
build.
village.
Yes. So we're there, and unlike many of the tech companies that are there, who they're just plugged in doing their thing. Coding. It's just like everyone looks very homogenous. There's Rob and Greg sitting there with a Bacon Sports flag, sitting immediately right when you walk in on a couch because we want everybody to see us. We want people to talk to us, get down, because really, we love being able to be a connector and help other companies.
Yeah.
So it's not even just about us meeting other people. We have a Rolodex of people that we could gladly give to other companies to help them.
Exactly.
So, because of this, we see a crazy amount of people that come through this place. And what are some of the things, Greg, that have stuck out to you in terms of people? Because we've seen such a wide variety of the awkward interactions of two people who are meeting for the first time in business, which is like the regular handshake. Then you've got the guy with the more attractive girl who are meeting for maybe the second or third time, and they're not sure if they're supposed to do the hug or what, or what's the intro. It's like around lunchtime, and you make some lame, funny joke, and everyone's, it just doesn't quite vibe.
Then you got the guy who overdresses every day up in there, or the guy that, rocking socks and sandals. You got a whole spectrum of that. Then you got
like that.
And then you got, regular kind of offices that are in there too. So it's like, is this off limits? Is this not? Can I go in here? Is this room reserved? And you're kind of just making your own rules in there too.
And we don't really know what's going on because we're really different compared to a lot of the companies that are in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of apps, and there's an incubator for military service people called the Bunker. Shout out to those guys. They're doing some really cool things, but there's just a wide array of things. And then there's us building the awesomest sports media company ever, which people are like, wait, what do you do?
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we do a lot of things, and then we go through the list. But I think that we want to shoot a podcast in there, and I want to try, and I did this at the Chive Fest. How about we just dance for 10 minutes with our headphones on, videotape it, see what people do?
See if anyone comes and starts dancing with us.
Exactly. What do you think? Will we get one person, if we do that for 10 minutes once a day, for a week. By Friday, will one person, A, dance with us, or B, how many people will say something to us? Like, what do you guys do?
Oh, I think someone will definitely dance with us.
Because it's breaking a social norm, especially in a place like that where everyone's so plugged in.
Yeah. Well, I think, we're always engaging and trying to interact with people. So, and a lot of my dance moves are couple dance moves. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have people dance with us. But other people are going to be looking at us like we're crazy.
Which I'm completely okay with, because what do we care what they think about us?
Right, and then we just, have like so you think you can dance, step off, and we should have a choreographed dance too, though.
Oh,
Or a little kid and play action, little throwback Thursday.
little drum line.
Yeah.
Then Nick Cannon starts beating on the other guy's singing, like, what's going on?
I enjoyed that movie.
I did too. Nick Cannon gets dumped on a lot for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He seems like a pretty baller dude. And I dig drumline, so I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Cool. So we are going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about Flag It, Tag It, the Super Bowl, and some other sports goodness.
Stay right there.
All right, we're talking about Russell Wilson right now in his commercials. Can you guys do an impression of Russell Wilson in his American Family Insurance commercial?
Dreams. Dreams don't come true. Dreams are made true.
Dreams. Dreams don't come true. Dreams are made true.
Oh, by the way, let's talk about Peyton Manning in this commercial, how much it sucks. Peyton Manning doesn't win cold weather playoff games. All right, we are back. And shout out to my wife for getting this awesome Christmas present for me. That's right, this is a Jay Cutler mask. We haven't yet incorporated this into any of our bits, but it's only a matter of time. We have all off season to make a fool of ourselves with this, do some Smoking Jay bits. So, thought you guys would dig that. All right, let's get to hashtag Flag It, Tag It, our interactive penalty flag game where you call out people in everyday life who do stupid shit. First off, I wanted to give a shout out to our friends at Red Hook who are down with Flag It, Tag It. That's right, they're going around Chicago. We've got these co-branded penalty flags with Bacon Sports logo, hashtag Flag It, Tag It, and the Red Hook logo on them. Drink you some Red Hook, and if you're a sports bar out there, why don't you have Red Hook on tap?
Yeah.
I'm down with them. They're down with us. They're down with the Dan Patrick Show. They're down with the Chive. What more do you want out of a beer brand than good beer and cool as hell?
Yeah, they got the awesome taps too, the Audible Ale. It's like, a microphone, the long hammer. I didn't even like IPAs, and now I love it.
Yeah, so shout out to our friends at Red Hook. And you can get involved in Flag It, Tag It. Send us a picture. Just tweet us a picture when you see something stupid in everyday life. Someone who parks like a dickhead.
Yeah, flag it.
Flag it, boom. Or my Flag It, Tag It of the week is I'm flagging the day after the Super Bowl still not being a holiday. What's up with that, Obama? Really? Of all the things, we haven't been able to, with a very pro-sports president, not get a tongue-in-cheek, but it actually happens.
At least a half day.
Yeah, a half day, something. Just like with the Boston Marathon. It's just known as, hey, this is a day. Why can't we have it where we completely embrace it? Oh, I know, because Roger Goodell is completely screwing everything up with the disaster that has been anything discipline related to the NFL. So what's your Flag It, Tag It of the week, Greg?
Well, I'm flagging an athlete, and I'm flagging you, D Rose, for these line drive, off balance, rushed three-pointers when you should be driving to the hole. Get that back. You're never a shooter. You're a slasher, a driver. Someone that just goes to the hole, and you're just throwing these shots up that look, like my little brother did when the basketball was too big.
It's nauseating. D Rose did hit the biggest shot of the game last night against Golden State. Yep. Shout out to the Bulls. Still super excited about them, but I'm with you. I've watched more Bulls games this year than I ever have in my life, and it makes me sick to my stomach to watch Derrick Rose shoot a three-pointer a lot. It's like Josh Smith bad with three-pointers.
Oh, yeah.
I know he had a little stretch of about 7 games where he got better, but it's not something I want to see. I still don't believe that D Rose is all the way back to 100%. And this team's just trying to get into shape, and they just need to stay healthy.
I'm on a dunk alert for D Rose. I still don't think I've seen him dunk.
Oh, you
This
haven't?
year.
We haven't seen that power dunk like he did against Miami in the playoffs that one
I'm
year.
guessing like over/under dunks is like 5 for him for the season this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, quickly, who's your Super Bowl pick?
I got New England,
What's the score?
27-24.
All right, I got Seattle, 28, Patriots, 27. It's a hard one. I doubt I'm going to be betting on the line with it -1. There's just no value there. I'll be doing tons of the other props, all that goodness. So, it's good that you mentioned D Rose because I've got a would you rather for you, Greg.
Bring it.
Would you rather have Jimmy Butler for the rest of his career or Derrick Rose for the rest of his career?
Despite me just knocking on Derrick Rose, I still got to go Rose.
Why?
Well, we know he's got a body of work, and as long as he stays healthy, this year it's kind of an anomaly. He's been healthy, yet he's been healthy-ish. Just let him get comfortable. Wait till the playoffs comes, and he'll, hit it in stride. He's not going to get hurt again. And he's 26, and Jimmy Butler's 25. It's not like you're getting a
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so age being just about equal, Jimmy Butler is balling out of his mind.
Yeah.
But we've also only seen this. He's improved each year, but not to this level. He's going to be an all-star, well-deserved all-star. Defensively, he's much better. But, right now, would a team rather take Jimmy Butler or Derrick Rose? And I believe the answer to that question would be Jimmy Butler. That even though we haven't seen his ceiling, and we have seen Derrick Rose's ceiling, who's got the higher floor? Obviously, Derrick Rose's is predicated on injury, but and Jimmy Butler hasn't had those injury questions. But we also haven't seen him play at a very good to elite level, not nearly as much as Derrick Rose. I mean, D Rose just put in 30, turned the ball over 10 times, and had 1 assist. Yet he still scored 30 points.
He's a closer. He's clutch. You get him in that situation, D Rose will probably come through for you. And like I said, once he gets comfortable, again, driving to the hoop, you can't. He was an MVP. So
I believe that Jimmy Butler will have a longer career with his peak not being as high, and he may play longer and be a really good, almost like a Tayshaun Prince. At the end of his career where good, next thing you know, he's got like a 12 or 13 year career because he can do some certain things. And I see Derrick Rose having a shorter career, but potentially more volatile, but he's going to have some unbelievable moments still. All right, Greg, time for edition of Stump the Rob, where you ask me some sports trivia questions, trying to stump my ass.
all right. So since it's Super Bowl week, we're going to stay on the Super Bowl theme, Rob. Since 2003, there has only been 4 Super Bowl MVPs that haven't been quarterbacks. And this shouldn't be too hard for you. That's your hint. Can you name at least 3 out of 4, if not all 4?
Well, there's one of them sitting right over there in that picture frame.
That's right.
Galloping in the end zone in Detroit against the Seattle Seahawks.
That's right.
One, Hines Ward.
Ding, ding.
Last year for Seattle was the linebacker, and it wasn't Bobby Wagner. It was the other guy who no longer even starts for the team.
No.
It's like Michael Lewis or something. Whoever that guy's name is, which, hello, Larry Brown from the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Oh, Malcolm Smith.
Yep.
So you got that guy. Who else would there be? Man.
Since 03. So Tom Brady won it in 03.
I don't know if when Baltimore won, no, Joe Flacco balled out of his mind. That was unbelievable. Everyone who dumps on Joe Flacco, he's a very easy target. His run in the playoffs was insane.
Yeah.
Insane. And you can't take that away from him.
No.
All right, what other ones? So, when the Steelers won, I don't believe Ben Roethlisberger has any Super Bowl MVPs. So, God, who won that one? Santonio Holmes had the catch. James Harrison had the run. Fact on that Super Bowl that the Steelers won against Arizona, I bought a bottle of Dom Perignon at the bar in Pittsburgh when they won, which obviously was something I did after one or two beers. And looking back on it, probably not the best decision, but at the time I was like, I'm celebrating with some Dom. And I've never
Was it
done
in the bar?
In the bar. This
Oh, yeah.
this
They're
isn't
like
a club.
$300.
Yeah, exactly. This is just a regular bar.
Didn't even go Voove. Just skip right over Voove.
No, Vu wasn't even around then. Who was the MVP of that? I'm going to say the MVP was Santonio Holmes.
Correct.
All right, that's 3 right there, right?
That is 3.
And I'm just trying to think about other teams. Eli Manning probably won the Super Bowl MVP that year. I'm trying to think what other teams won the Super Bowl, just off the top of my head. I don't know who's the last one.
Deion Branch, 2004.
Funny thing about that Deion Branch, that year I did a bet who would have what's more, Yao Ming free throws made or Deion Branch receptions. And Deion Branch that year set the NFL record for most receptions in a game.
What?
So I'm
We have
watching.
like 15.
It's something
20.
insane. So I'm watching this random Rockets game that's on before the Super Bowl, and I'm like, all right, this is when Yao's there. He had, I don't know, let's call it between 7 and 9. A number where you're like, all right, I feel kind of good. Then Deion Branch is like, he's at like 8 midway through the second quarter. I'm like, Deion Branch with the game of his career.
Right?
So, what are you thinking about doing betting wise for the Super Bowl? You have any squares?
I do got some squares.
Did you get any good numbers?
Those are being drawn on Friday at lunch, so I don't know yet.
I'm in 1, and I got crappy numbers. I got Seattle 4, which is okay, but New England 5. 5 is awful.
5 is awful, but I mean, you can hit 15 to 10 or something at halftime. Boom.
Do you think you are going to take bet on the safety, which has happened in what, like
The past 3 or something.
yeah, something insane. And that's a fun one to root for.
Yeah. And it's what's like, it's like plus 300.
Yeah, it's a good payout, which the number is going to continually go down because of the way that the public bets it. The odds on that bet should be consistent.
Yeah.
Just because it's happened the last 3 years or whatever doesn't mean that all of a sudden this year.
Just because it landed on red the past 3 times.
Exactly, but that number, because back in the day, that could have been like a plus 750 or something when it hasn't happened for a long time.
Yeah. What about, what was it? Wayne Gretzky's wife had that gambling problem, or they had that gambling problem where she was like betting like $25,000 on the coin toss. Do you remember that?
Janet Gretzky, yeah.
There was like something crazy. Like, I'd like to know what Mayweather's throwing down.
See, I'm out on Floyd Mayweather as a gambler. I'm flagging that because he's always showing anytime he wins, and we're supposed to be impressed because he's doing millions of dollars on some of these bets.
Dude's no doubt losing, because they wouldn't be taking his
No.
bets if he just won every time. Like,
No
they're wrecked.
one is a professional gambler. Otherwise, we would have casinos everywhere by regular people.
Right.
We don't win typically. And Floyd Mayweather, his $3 million, for us, a lot of people aren't going to make $3 million in their lifetime.
Right.
So to see him just throw a $3 million bet on the Patriots to win the Super Bowl or something, people are like, oh my God, that's just absolutely insane. But it doesn't do it for me. It's too showy. And for me, I believe gamblers can tell you more about their losses than you can their wins. Case in point, Deion Branch right there.
Exactly.
Because I believe the reason, or at least the reason that I bet on things is because I'm an action junkie. I just do it because I like to.
Whether it's $1, same.
It doesn't matter. For me, putting $1 million on it, I wouldn't enjoy it because I hate losing money more than I enjoy winning money. I just like being right. So for me.
And getting a little something. Doesn't have to be big.
I just need a little taste because it's all the same. A win is a win.
Right.
Just like when you're holding pocket aces in poker. Sure, you want to maximize that sometimes.
Which you can talk about. I don't think we've talked about our whole season. We picked every damn game.
Well, we did, and I
You hit the lucky number. Yeah.
55% against the spread for the season. You need to hit 52.3 or 52.4% with the juice included to have a positive season. And you missed it by one game. You hit this like 5 or 6 week stretch where
it
you
was
just
sub 500.
It was sub 500, and you were going neck and neck with me all
Yeah.
year. You were like 2 or 3 games, and every week I was like, man, one bad week by me, and Greg's gonna pass me, and then
I changed up my strategy. You know, you kept like, doing this mind game with me. You're like, oh, I don't want to take like a lot of points. I started picking Jacksonville and the freaking Jets, and
So I would see when Greg, I would input the lines and then who each of us took, and I wouldn't look at yours before because it doesn't matter to me. So when I saw you taking those, I was like, man, early in the season you were very much on favorites. You were very much very much public on that one. And this year was my year of minority, where I was betting uncomfortable. 80-20 rule. If everyone's on one side, you go on the other side, and it worked. I got off of the Jacksonville bandwagon pretty quickly because they were awful, but the Raiders ended up going 8-8 on the season, which is phenomenal for the second or third worst team in football. So I was very happy about that. I wasn't so lucky on the college football side. Did absolutely putrid. I was in this pick'em league where you have to pick 11 games against the spread every week, and then on 5 of those games you have 100 points to allocate. And we were
doing well, and then
third place about 2/3 of the way through the season, and then fell off a cliff. We could never get our head above water. So, all right, that's all the time we have on this edition of Rob and Greg's Excellent Adventure. We will let you guys know what goes down with Good Morning America. We're crossing our fingers, but either way, we're going to be doing our thing.
We're going to release our commercial anyway, so.
Yeah, we are. So we're going to do it. You guys are going to love it. Check us out on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vine, and now Snapchat @Bacon Sports. That's all the time we've got. Boom shakalaka!
Keep it sizzling.